What's up, everybody? My name is Big and welcome back to another movie review. And today I am talking about Tyler Perry's newest film called Straw, starring Taraji P. Henson. This is her last straw. And it's an interesting movie. The first 20-30 minutes, even almost like the full first hour almost. I was sitting there like, maybe not hour, because by the hour mark, I was kind of buying into the story. And then by like an hour and a half, heading into like the 2 hour mark, I was like, okay, this is a good movie. But the first 20-30 minutes, I was having trouble buying into the story and like getting into it. Because I was like, I don't want to watch this woman have a terrible day. Like, I felt so bad for this woman. I was like, oh my God, like, somebody help Taraji P. She doesn't need to be dealing with these terrible cops and these terrible landlord, and her daughter's sick, and she's just having a rough go of it. She just had one hell of a freaking day. Her boss fires her. Oh God, everything goes wrong for this poor woman. And by the end, you're kind of rooting for her. And then you understand by the end why she's been doing what she's doing, and you're like, yeah. She snapped. She went crazy. I don't know if she went crazy. She just snapped, and you're gonna have to deal with the repercussions of her actions. But man, oh man, did Taraji P. Henson really, really crush this role. Tyler Perry's writing, directing was really good. It looked good. The cast was small, but like good. I love how he, listed the cast on Letterboxd, which I thought was hilarious. Because there was definitely more than just the amount of people that he listed. Okay, so Straw. He listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cast members for this movie. There was definitely more than 8, and he only listed the black ones. Because there was a white cop that was a dickhead that was like, his character was supposed to be the asshole cop type of guy that she's like looking for. And then there's another like dickhead FBI cop that's a white guy. Didn't list either of them. And I just wanted to know, just to point him out, that guy played that asshole, But the cast he did list. Taraji P. Henson absolutely crushes it. Sherri Shepherd's character, we'll talk about more in a second. She really made me feel things. Teyana Taylor's fine ass, we'll talk more about in a second. But he brought SINBAD back as an actor, and SINBAD apparently just had a stroke recently, so he was in a wheelchair and a little droopy. But he played a homeless guy. And Tyler Perry was that guy that was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck if you had a stroke. Come act, come work, and he gave him a job, put him on a set, put him in a movie, why not? Why switch up now? You fuck with Sinbad back then, fuck with him now. I fuck with Sinbad. Jingle All the Way. Right? Jingle All the Way, yeah, it's first credit that pops up. Oh God. But the sergeant, it doesn't list their characters' names either, but the captain, chief of the police in this was Rockman Dunbar. Ashley Vischer, maybe was that was the girl behind the counter. Mike Merrill was Teyana Taylor's partner, and then Glenn Turman was her boss. But Sherri Shepherd, Teyana Taylor, and Taraji P. crushed this movie. And it's now streaming on Netflix. I believe it's the #1 streaming movie on Netflix right now. And I'll tell you, just you get through the first half hour. If you're feeling like you're not into it and you don't want to continue to watch this woman have a bad day, keep going. Trust me, by the hour and a half point, you start to go, okay, it keeps getting crazier and crazier, and you're like, what? Whoa! How desperate and how crazy is this day gonna end up for this poor woman? And then you find out why she's been doing everything she's doing, and she's not crazy, but she is kind of crazy, But man, yeah, Tyler Perry successfully made you believe that this woman's last straw was for real. You know what I mean? She got to her breaking point and she broke, and shit happens, does that make her a bad person? Because that was kind of the whole thing. It's yeah, she did a terrible thing and she's completely wrong in her actions. But she's a good person, so should she be penalized as, a serial killer that killed 50 people and should get the death sentence? I don't think so. Should she be charged for what she did? Probably. But I think she should get a little bit easier sentence than somebody that, you know, premeditated this shit. You know, like, she clearly just had a bad day, had sleep deprived, you know, a lot of things went into her doing her actions. Look at me trying to justify her actions for her. But, like, you know what I mean? I felt bad for this woman, you know, like, she didn't need to, she wasn't trying, right? Like, and it was all, you know, everywhere she went was, like, misunderstandings and people just, you know, nobody giving her a break. And, like, it really brought tears to my eyes in many moments where, like, if you've ever felt alone or not seen and just, like, nobody gave a fuck about you. And this woman, right, single mother, so the whole time I'm thinking about my mom's and everything that she did for me. And, like, you know, she can't afford to give her school lunch money. She can't afford to put the gas on so that they have heat. You know, she can't afford the electricity bill. You know, like, I've grew up with a single mother that had to get evicted probably 3 times in the 20 years that we lived together, right? Like, and she, you know, did the best she could to always make sure we had everything we could possibly want, to make sure that we were happy and healthy and having fun and enjoying life and not being miserable and depressed 24/7, and, you know, tried to do the best she freaking could, you know, and she's just trying and struggling. And, you know, my mother had some days like this too, where she was at her last straw and her breaking point, and, you know, like, you're just trying to, hey mom, what do you want to do about this? What can we, you know, just the voice going at her. She can't handle any more input, and she just, you know, just screams, just stop talking, you know, like, and then, you know, hours later, she's like, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I didn't mean to yell at you. I was having a crazy day. And now as an adult, you can understand that shit. As a kid, you know, you're like, but as an adult, you're like, yeah, I've had some crazy fucking days where I don't want nobody look in my general direction, and if you do, I'm like, fuck off! Don't look at me! Fuck off! You know, like, I don't know. If you don't know what it's like to have your last straw and be on your last nerve, you're too privileged, and fuck you. And that's all I'm saying. If you can't relate to this woman's story, your life has been too good and you're privileged, and that's, you know, good for you, but fuck you as well. Overall, I gave this movie 4 out of 5 stars, about an 8 out of 10. All of those stars go to Taraji P. Henson, Sherri Shepherd, and Teyana Taylor, and of course, Tyler Perry. You deserve your shine because you wrote, directed this motherfucker, paid for it. Didn't even star in it. I thought for a second we were gonna see, you know, Tyler Perry, all right now, you know, come out like Medea and arrest some people. I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of Tyler Perry films, but, you know, maybe I'll go back and start watching some of the Medeas. I always thought those were funny when I was a kid, but movie review for you guys. Go check this out on Netflix. More movie reviews coming this week, and a couple trailers, breakdown reactions potentially, and then over the weekend we'll have a couple of hot toy unboxings, so stay tuned for those. And hopefully I'll get to go see Mission Impossible Final Reckoning and Ballerina, and there's a couple other movies I want to go see that are out in theaters right now, so go see some movies. Thank you guys so much. If you'd like to support the channel, the best way to do that is liking this video, subscribing if you're new and you haven't already, hitting that bell so you don't miss future videos and you'll get the notifications when they come out. If you'd like to follow my other social medias, links down in the description below. Once again, my name is Big Cam. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. If you made it this far in the video, I really, really do appreciate you. Consider doing all the things I said to support the channel. Thank you, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.